ABC's Kitchen, and today we're going to make no-boil lasagna noodles. And I have everything pre-prepared, and I'll be showing you quickly here what we have. I have I like Barilla because it's no boiling required. It's a flat noodle, and I usually get about 3 boxes, but I have some extra left over from the last time. I have Reynolds wrap to cover it. I have my bake pans. I already pre-cooked some Italian sausage, and you can use any type of meat you like, hamburger or whatever you choose. This was lynx, so I chopped it up and shredded it a little bit, and this is what I did for that. I'm going to use spinach, and my 4 cheeses are going to be ricotta cheese, and that is a pack of 15 ounces. And this is cottage cheese, the large curd, and it's 16 ounces. And I have mozzarella shredded. And my other cheese, which makes it the 4th cheese, is Parmesan cheese. You could use a fresher Parmesan, whatever you choose to use. And I use 1 egg. These will be my seasonings. I like onion flakes, parsley. This is wild oregano that I grow and use in my cooking. And this is black pepper and garlic salt. And I already pre-made my sauce. You can make your sauce however you like, if you're just the type that opens a jar, or if you boil your own tomatoes and make your sauce. I used Barilla marinara sauce is what I used. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is mix my, get my lettuce or my spinach out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and mix my cheeses. And what I do is I pour the entire contents. Oh boy, I'm getting older and it's harder to open these packages. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. I pour the entire contents in there. You know, you can upcycle these containers and use them for storage, but you don't want to microwave in any container that's been used as a store product, because you don't know what kind of chemicals they put in them. And cooking in the microwave might not be the best idea. I need a knife to open this one. Slot there. Okay. This is ricotta cheese, and it's got it's Frago, and it's part skim, but you can get whole or more skim if you want, or however you like it. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to use the full 16 ounces. And you don't really want much more than this, unless you're making like for a great big party, because this is a lot. Okay, so I'm going to crack my egg. I'm going to put it in here. Okay. And I'm going to add, well, let me mix this. Get that egg broken up. What this egg does is just hold it all together for you. Kind of like making a meatloaf a little bit. And this will all cook. You won't even see that egg. You'll never know it's there. You'll never even see the color change, really. Make sure you mix it in there, though, good. Okay, so now I'm going to thicken it up a little bit with some mozzarella cheese. And this is 16 ounces, which is 2 cups. I'll probably use about a cup, because I'll use the other cup on top. Oh boy, here we go again. I can't get things open. Well, I'm going to go this way. Okay, so I measure with my hand, and 4 handfuls is usually a cup. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's about half of that. And then I add some Parmesan. There's no real specific amount. I just add it to thicken it. And then mix that up. Okay, now I'm going to season it. And these are, I just told you my seasonings already, didn't I? I'm going to go ahead and add my seasonings. I put a little bit of onion flakes, just enough to cover the top. Okay. Some parsley flakes. You don't want to put too much because then it'll look like you got nothing but parsley in there. I put a pinch of oregano because it's really a delicious Italian seasoning. But you don't want to put too much because oregano can be very strong. You can also put basil. I don't have any, so I won't be using it today. A little bit of pepper across the top. And you don't want to put too much garlic salt because it'll make it salty. A little sprinkle. And you mix that in. And I'll be writing these instructions down so you can get a little bit better measurement. Okay, I'm going to stop right here for a moment. My hands again, because I'm going to be touching the stuff more closely. And of course you always want clean hands when your hands are directly touching the food. Wash between those, get nice and clean. You never want to cook with dirty hands. Okay. Here. I'm going to dry my hands. I'm going to have to get some more paper towels. Okay. And I'm going to dry my sink because I'm going to be working in my sink. I prefer to do that because it keeps the mess contained in the sink. Okay, here's my pan. This pan is a 9 by 13. I usually like to use a bigger pan, but these are what I have available at the moment. So what you do so that your lasagna doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, you want to pour your sauce, a fine layer of sauce to cover the bottom. Kind of noisy there. Okay. So that took about 3 ladles for this. And oh, and by the way, I made about 6 to 8 cups of sauce. So then you're going to go ahead and you're going to lay your noodles down. And you want to do a cross pattern. And what you do is you start going one way first. And since these are no-bake lasagna noodles, you don't have to bake them. So, I mean, no boil. So you kind of overlap them just about 1 inch or so. Doesn't take many to go across. Obviously I don't have enough this way, so I'm going to go ahead and lay it this way. Yeah. Okay. So then you want to start with a little bit more sauce on top. You don't have to spread things perfectly because everything will just melt as it cooks. Oh, and by the way, I have the oven preheated on 375. Ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put some sausage. Sprinkle it across the bottom. You can use several different kinds of meat if you choose, or no meat. Lasagna is fun because you can do all kinds of things. You can make it a vegetarian. I'm not too much on just vegetarian. I like to see a little bit of meat. But I'm going to go ahead and just not fill it completely, maybe a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and put some spinach. And this is fresh spinach. I already cleaned it and went through it. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay it right down in there. I probably won't be using all of this because these are a smaller pan. Okay, that's about it. And then I'm going to put some sauce on top of that. It's all about layering, you know. It helps get that sauce down. Okay, and those leaves, we won't even hardly see them once they bake in there. That's spinach. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put the next layer of noodles. And I went this way last time, so I'm going to go this way this time. That you do a different pattern so you have a strong base. I bought 3 boxes of this, and I had extra, and this is a, well, how many ounces is it? Doesn't really say. Oh, makes a 9 by 13 dish anyway. Okay, so anyway, finish layering it across. They are already hiding all that. Let me get that down in there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and lay some sauce on top of that, because you always want a little sauce on your noodles, because you're not boiling them, so you got to get them moist somehow. Make sure you get those corners. Okay. And my sauce, I boiled it probably an hour and a half or so. Okay, see, I covered all my corners up pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a layer of cheese. And this is my mixture. And what you do for this is you lay it in little clumps. Okay. Keep going to probably use pretty much all of this mixture, because you're only going to do 1 layer of this. So, unless you're not going to use it all, you'll be throwing it out, or I don't know what else you could do with it exactly. Maybe cook it up and cook it with some spinach or something. Oops, it's getting kind of messy here. Okay, let me spread it out and see what I've got. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and add some meat. I think what I'm going to do next. I used about 2 pounds of sausage, and I probably won't use it all. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of mozzarella cheese on top of that, just to make sure that it sticks. Cheese is a binder, helps it all stick together. Okay, so I kind of like the glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and, oh, which way did I go last time? I think I went this way. Let me check. Okay, I went that way. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. Always do every layer opposite. Okay, so I had to open up another box. Remember, overlap them. It's okay if you want to push it down too, because you're getting kind of close on this one. Should have used a deeper pan, but I don't have one, so this is what I do. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my sausage on top of this. Well, maybe not the rest of it, but a little bit of it. maybe the rest of it. Might as well just use it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my hand. Make sure I spread it out evenly. And now I'm going to put some sauce. Get those noodles wet again. Ooh, I might have to put a pan underneath this one so it doesn't overflow into my stove, my oven. Okay, and then to make sure it all sticks together, I'm going to go ahead and put some more cheese on top of this. Doesn't that look pretty already? You can see where it's going. I'm going to use this full 1 pound bag of mozzarella cheese for a 9 by 13 pan. Make sure you get those corners. See, when you do it in the sink, you can get as sloppy as you want too, because your mess is already in the sink. Yep, I used the full bag, and I'm also going to put some more Parmesan, because that gives it a really good taste. Kind of sprinkle up those corners that you didn't get things good. Okay. Now hold on, I'm going to get some oregano and some parsley. I'm going to sprinkle that on top so it looks pretty. Gives it a look. Okay, and a pinch of oregano. And that is all there is to it. Now you have to cook it for about 1 hour. And then you have to let it cool for about 15 minutes before you can cut into it. And that's it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven, and then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, we're coming up on 50 minutes of the hour, and I'm going to go ahead and have my husband remove the pan because it's really heavy. Put it on the... put it up there. I'm just going to remove the tin foil for the last 10 minutes of cooking, and that way it can continue to brown. Get a little bit toastier on top. So we're going to let it cook another 10-15 minutes. And then once it's completely done, well, test your noodle a little bit and make sure, because this is the no-bake noodle. And so it's not quite the same cooking. It doesn't quite turn out the same. So you need to make sure that your no-bake noodle got soft. If it didn't get soft, you need to put it back in. But it should, after an hour, it should be soft. And then once you take it out, turn off your stove and let it cool down for 15 minutes because it will be very hot. And that way it sticks together better once it cools. Okay, now we've cooked it an hour and let it cool about 10 minutes. And this is your finished result. I put it on another cookie pan so that in case it overflowed, it would not get all over my stove. And I had covered it in tin foil. And now I'm going to go ahead and you can divide it up in sections. It should get you 12 pieces, depending on what size you cut your pieces at. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 3 on this side. And kind of a small 3. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and try and dig this out here. Hopefully it all stuck together good. I didn't cut it good enough. Needed to cool a little bit more, but I want to go ahead and show you what it looks like. Yeah. Serve that. And then I'm going to go ahead and see, it stuck together pretty good. And I made a salad that I'm going to go ahead and, from my garden, this is cucumbers and little cherry tomatoes and spinach. And I'm going to put that on the side of my lasagna. Go ahead and I seasoned it with a little bit of vinegar and oil and pepper and garlic salt. And then there you go. There's your meal. And it's all homemade.